Hello Libra, and welcome back to TenPaths Tarot. I'm really glad you could join me today. I asked Spirit to give us an oracle card so we would know the tone for the reading. What is it that Spirit wants to talk about? And the card that we got was Open Your Heart. Open your heart. And on the card, we see a person with their significant other. And down here, my finger is covering it, in the egg, I don't know if you can see it, there are children inside the egg. So this could be talking about people we love, our relationship to people we love. So let's get going. The first thing I notice in this card is we have that card that's all about family and unity and love. And in all the cards that Spirit gave me, there's only one person. So I'm getting the impression that right now you're feeling isolated. And this could be an internal state. It could be literal. Maybe you've isolated yourself or others are busy or have backed away. I don't know. The first card, and today I'm using the chrysalis tarot cards, not oracle cards. The first one is the King of Stones, which equates to the King of Pentacles. This is talking about our earthly life, and we look very comfortable. We're singing our own tune to ourselves or to our dog. Again, we're devoid of other people. We look comfortable. We look reasonably content. But there are other things we want, as indicated by the Seven of Spirals, which equates to the Seven of Wands. Wands are our desires, and we can see that there are spirals, desires, things we have wanted all over the cave. And we have locked ourselves into those things we wanted, and we're not allowing many new interests in. And we're peeking out of our cave. The bear looks like he may be thinking about coming out of the cave, about exploring the world more, or he could be defending his cave. That's for you to know. Are you wanting more? Are you wishing you had done more, seen more? Are you ready to explore? Or is someone trying to get you out of your cave, or saying that there's a different way to do things, and you're saying, I'm staying in my cave. I've got what I want. Then we have the Ten of Spirals, and we have this individual carrying all of these things he's wanted. And he has them all. He loaded himself down with these things he wanted. And sometimes he might have been a little ruthless in getting them. And the reason I'm saying this is a centaur. He's part horse. Horses are very emotional animals. And when they get emotional, they can be dangerous. They act without thinking. They strike out. They run. They buck. They bite. So that nature, this card is saying, is in you, and you realize that. In fact, it may be something you've been kind of proud of. But now, all of those things that you got through this impulsive nature and this strong nature. Horses are very strong animals. You're now loaded up with, you're by yourself again, and you have the things you said you wanted, but you're now at a crossroads. He's at a crossroads, and he has to decide which way to go. To do that, he might have to lighten his load just a bit. I don't think he can carry all of that burden very far. Then we have the Strength card. And in this case, strength is personified by this individual who looks like somewhat shamanistic. He has all of his charms to keep others away from what he wants or to get him what he wants. He almost looks like someone you'd be afraid to go up to and say hello to because you're not sure how he would react. So being strong is very important to you. You want, look at all of these cards with these strong images. You want other people to see you as strong. And I'm wondering now, is this getting in the way of that open your heart card? Because again, it's all the same thing. Strong, strong, strong. I'll do things my way. I want what I want. But they're all alone. So let's look at the second set of cards because maybe that'll change direction a bit. Here we have more comfortable energy. I worked very hard. I have what I want, and I'm just going to stand here and enjoy it and admire it. A small part of you, there's a spark that is thinking it might be time to act more like a page. And what a page does is they take what they know and they move ahead to develop into something more, into something they can only imagine right now. But they're thinking about it. And when I see this too, I'm wondering if to do that he has to stop guarding some of what he has, because the page only has one pentacle, and in the other cards you're more loaded down. And so you're in this period of indecision. You have protected yourself with that eggshell. The eggshell, when I said that, I realized it's very delicate. It may mean you're feeling sensitive. That shell could easily be shattered, and you don't want that. You also are not sure that you want to look at the things you'd have to face in order for things to go a different way. You don't want to give anything up. I see that throughout. That's the strong impression I get. And I mean that both physically and emotionally. You don't want to give up that feeling that I am strong, I am in control. And you don't want to give up any of your earthly accomplishments either. But that means you stay seated for the rest of your life in this protective shell. I don't think that's what you really want either. Or that page energy. That's the one forward motion energy I see. Of course, we have the 10 of spirals, and he does want to move. He just doesn't know which path to take. And so then we have the King of Swords. A single sword equals clarity of thought. It looks like a decision was made, but I don't see any forward motion. So you might have said, I'm just going to stay planted. You're not trying to protect the egg anymore. You feel strong. I can protect myself. I can protect myself. I may be alone. I don't know you, Libra, but I don't like seeing such loneliness. There's no reason for you to be apart. And I don't know if it's a physical separation or an emotional separation. Spirit wants to give you an abundance of positive emotion and love. That is Spirit's goal. And what I'm wondering is if to go to the next step, you may have to give up some of this strength. And what I mean is you may not have to be weak. You may have to simply let others be the strong people they are. Maybe you've been trying to make decisions for them. But it's time for those kids, those people depending on you, to come out of the shell too and start developing into the strong beings they are. And this swan, I feel like that's you, because I've worked with swans before, and let me tell you, they are strong and they are very protective of their families and those they care about. However, they can be sort of bullying and overbearing, and that's to put it mildly. But in their eyes, they're protecting their world. Now, what I'm wondering when that comes into view is, have you been kind of pushed into this strength role? And that's something I'm wondering too. Is it something that was thrust upon you? Did other people start to rely on you acting like ferocious, like you could take on the world so they didn't have to, so they could step back? Once there was a swan couple I knew, and the male who was guarding the female and her nest decided that I was okay. I was okay. I wasn't going to hurt them. And he gave a couple honks, but he wasn't going to defend. And that female, woohoo, she really laid into him. And he never did that again, because she said, you are not doing your job. And I'm wondering if you were thrust into feeling like you had to alone defend those around you alone, defend what you have by yourself. Maybe there wasn't a need for so much defense, but you took that role on, and now it's maybe a burden, it may be a habit. You don't know whether to continue hibernating and staying put or to come out of the cave. It's really up to you which way you go. I'm sort of hoping that you will try the other direction. This indicates you've decided to stay still and be who you are, when that may not be all that you are. When we are here on earth, there are several dimensions of us that must be balanced in order for us to be complete. There is that earthly body and presence, and this shows strong involvement in that. You are great at protecting that earthly bounty. You've built a fence around it. Nobody's going to take what's yours, and they better not try. But then we have that emotional aspect and the love, and they are separate things. Emotion can be fiery tempers, it can be affection, it can be anything in between. And it's up to us how far we want to take it. Spirit is saying, take it all the way. Let the love pour out. It is time for some of those other people to be the defenders. Let those people that you have wanted to think for, that you thought you had to think for and do things for, let them break out of that shell and go for it on their own. They might be stronger than you think. And is that what you're afraid of? I don't know. Only you know that. But once you release that I've got to be the one protecting everybody, the thinking for everybody, then you can take a breath and let others in, because you don't have to do all that work defending them anymore. You can just let that love flow. And when you start letting love flow, Spirit pours more down because it's unlimited. And Spirit wants you to spread it as far as possible. So just let it pour into you and it will pour out to others. You'll never run dry. The more you pour out. But that also requires you let go and let Spirit be the strong one. Let others, you can start, instead of trying to be the strong one for everyone, just start admiring others when you see them being strong. If you really value that strength property, then let them show it to you. Don't demand it. Let them show it in their actions. And when they do, think, yes, they're strong. I know strong people. But you don't have to do it all of the time. So I hope this has helped you, Libra. This is a good person here. They're just feeling kind of peg-holed. So thank you for joining me today, Libra. I hope to see you again soon.